Good morning, everybody. So today is lesson 9, section 9 of Article 1. This is a really important article. So this starts the powers that are forbidden by Congress, okay? So the next two, 9 and 10, are the powers that are forbidden. Again, powers forbidden by Congress. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says powers forbidden by Congress. I know it's a little blurry there, but it's powers forbidden by Congress, okay? Section 9 of Article 1 and Section 10 of Article 1 are both powers forbidden. So we're going to get into the details a little bit more on these, a little bit more into the weeds, because there's some terms that I'd like you guys to understand. And I've got my laptop pulled up here so I can read to you some of the definitions, right? So let me just go over and read Section 9 of Article 1. The migration of importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by the Congress prior to the year 1808, but a tax or duty may be imposed on such importations not exceeding $10 for each person. Okay, now you got to remember this was prior to 1800. Okay, so now here's an important paragraph. This is paragraph 2, and it says, the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. So what does that say? The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended. Now you ask, what is habeas corpus? I'm going to read you what habeas corpus is. A writ of habeas corpus, literally meaning to produce the body, is an order issued by the court of law to a prison warden or law enforcement agency holding an individual in custody to deliver that person to the court so a judge can decide whether that person had been lawfully imprisoned, and if not, whether they should be released from custody. So again, what does it say? Your rights, the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus, in other words, your privilege to be tried by a judge, to have the freedom to be heard, right, shall not be suspended. The privilege, so in other words, you can't be arrested without probable cause, right? You can't be just presented to a court, given a citation, right? Given a citation, an unlawful citation, or an unlawful arrest, unless of two things. Invasion or rebellion, because safety might require it. Those are the only two reasons that your suspension of habeas corpus that Congress can do that, right? So let's continue. Paragraph 3, no bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed, right? Listen to that. No bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. In other words, you can't just pass laws arbitrary or contrary to the Constitution, right? So you can't make a law that contradicts this law, right? The supreme law of the land. No capitation or other direct tax shall be laid unless a proportion of the census or enumeration herein after directed to be taken. See the 16th Amendment. Paragraph 5. No tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. So you can have interstate commerce without duty or tax from those exported items from the states, right? Paragraph 6. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury. This is paragraph 7. No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law, and a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. Okay? Paragraph 8. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office or of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Okay, so this ends section 9. So we have a few things, right? So no title of nobility shall be granted to the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of Congress, accept of any present emolument, office. So in other words, you're not accept any titles of nobility. We're Americans. We're not British citizens where they can be knighted. And yeah, you know, you can have a queen knight you, but in reality, the Constitution is quite clear. No titles of nobility to be given to the United States. Okay? So what I want you to do for this section is let's talk about some of the rights that you cannot have taken away from you, right? So what I want you to do, I read you the definition of habeas corpus, but I want you to explain to me about habeas corpus. What does that mean in this paragraph 2? The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion, invasion, or public safety may require it. That one, right? Also, what I want you to do is tell me about the title or nobility. Tell me exactly what you think that means as far as the titles and nobilities given, for instance, England knights people and they're called sir, right? Sir whatever, and because they're knighted, so they're considered a knight. For instance, here in the United States, you're elected into an office. You get, like I was elected as sheriff of the county, right? I was an elected sheriff here in Sierra County, New Mexico. So there was a title because you're elected sheriff, same as the president, right? You're elected, so you're the president for that period of time. You do not keep that title of nobility, because it's not a title of nobility, it's a title of office, once you leave office. Now people can come up to you and say, hey, sheriff, or hey, after the fact, right? So it's not really necessary, right? You don't really have that title. You don't keep that title for life. We don't do that here in the United States, although some people will still refer to people as sheriff or president, former president, former president George Washington, or former president, if the ones that are alive, former president George Bush. So they say former and then the thing. So tell me what those titles mean to you, and also let's discuss habeas corpus. And because that's very important to your rights under the Constitution of the United States, is no writ of habeas corpus shall be suspended except for 2 reasons: rebellion or invasion. So again, God bless you. Have a great, fantastic day, and I look forward to reading your responses.